after what many people are calling a complete win for the Dallas Mavericks at the trade deadline in the acquisition of PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. It looks like Nico Harrison might be looking to add a few more talent to the roster to help bolster this team ahead of the playoffs. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news and everything Mavericks related. But before we get into our video, 94.8% of you guys are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're dropping videos back to back. We're dropping like it's hot, and you don't want to miss a single video. But without further ado, we're going to get into this video. Our first player of the day is Marcus Morris. Now, we do have his brother on the roster already in Markieff Morris, and it was revealed at the trade deadline that Marcus Morris was traded from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Spurs, and then he was released. With this report here, confirmed, Spurs are sending Doug McDermott back to Indiana for a second-round pick, cash, and Marcus Morris. Morris is expected to be waived or bought out, and which he was. Marcus Morris was waived. We have his brother Markieff, and maybe that's a player we want to pursue. I mean, Marcus is a pretty good player. He had a pretty good season in Philadelphia. It was kind of odd that they decided to trade him, and then he got waived. This season, he played 37 games, averaging 6.7 points, 2.9 rebounds, and almost 1 assist, shooting 43% from the floor, 40% from three, and 86% from the free throw line. He's a 6'8" power forward, small forward. Not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, he's a bruiser. You know, we could use another dog on this team. Not sure if he'd ever see the court with how deep we are already, but maybe a good locker room presence. Like I said, we have his brother Markieff, which we saw the game the other day against Oklahoma City Thunder. Markieff didn't even see the floor. He may not really be a player that even sees minutes, so why would we want to go after his brother? But just for comparison between Markieff and Marcus, both players have played roughly around the same amount of games. Marcus has played about 60 more games than his brother. Marcus scores more than Markieff, but they rebound close the same. They assist the same, steal the same, blocks are about the same. Markieff does shoot from the floor a bit better, and Marcus shoots the three a little bit better. Both are about the same shooters from the free throw line. So right there, do we want to use one of our roster spots for another Markieff Morris getting his twin brother Marcus Morris? I mean, would it be just for the vibes or just the fact that, hey, we got both Morris brothers here? I think it was kind of messed up how Philly traded Marcus Morris after he just got the key to the city in Philadelphia. I think that was a little bit of a low blow from Philly, and unfortunately, we couldn't get Kyle Lowry. I know from the thumbnail, it looks like, oh, could we get Kyle Lowry? Kyle Lowry was signed by the Philadelphia 76ers just a few hours ago before I made this video, but with getting Kyle Lowry and getting rid of Marcus Morris, maybe we could pick up Marcus. Maybe he just needs to be a good veteran in the locker room for these guys, a good vibe, being there with his brother, being that dog, that enforcer that we could probably use come playoff time, or he's just a player who just rides the bench and gets a free ring. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. The next player we're going to talk about is Danilo Gallinari, a player who was waived from the Detroit Pistons at the trade deadline, which was very odd. The Detroit Pistons were looking to bolster their roster with trades with New York, as well as just cutting some of the fat from their roster by, I think they dropped about 3 players from their roster at the trade deadline. And Danilo Gallinari was one of them. Now, Danilo being 35, not having the best season of his career in Detroit, he averaged about 7 points, 2 rebounds and an assist, shooting 45% from the floor, 35% from three, 85% from the free throw line. His shooting percentages are pretty much the same as his career, but his scoring's down and his rebounding is down. But he is a 6'10" small forward, power forward, and shooting guard. You know, he's obviously a stretch big. He can space the floor, and the player that we already have that kind of fits that mold is Maxi Kleber. I mean, Maxi does everything that Danilo does, and arguably this season, Maxi's doing it better on less games because obviously that stubborn pinky toe of Maxi's. But I'm thinking playoff time. If Maxi's injury of his pinky toe really keeps him out of close and important games for the Dallas Mavericks, Danilo Gallinari might not be that bad of a pickup. I mean, with this image right here, you can see the breakdown between the two. For this season, Danilo's played twice as many games as Maxi. Obviously, Maxi's been out with his pinky toe, but the scoring's up. Maxi rebounds a bit more. The assists, steals, blocks, you can see the differences, but they're very close. The numbers are very close. They shoot from the floor about the same. They shoot from three just about the same. So kind of like how Derrick Lively and Daniel Gafford are 1A, 1B. Danilo Gallinari is a 1A to Maxi Kleber's 1B. Again, Danilo Gallinari, he's dealt with injuries, had an up and down career. But I think if he came to the Dallas Mavericks just to be that extra Maxi when Maxi's not available, I think would be very big for us. I mean, out of all the players we're going to discuss in this video, I'm the most high on Danilo Gallinari as actually a good player for the Dallas Mavericks. Like I said, he's maxi light, someone who can space the floor, hit open threes. He can set screens. 6'10". He's a tall guy. He can get down low and get rebounds. I mean, we got Gafford, we got Lively to really play the center position or even the power forward position. But playing the 3 or 4, even just playing the wing in general, I think Danilo Gallinari would be a good pick for us. Come playoff time, teams don't necessarily play deep rotations. You're going to go maybe 7, 8 players deep. But like I said, in those rare instances that Maxi Kleber can't play, either he's not having a good game, he's sick, or his pinky toe or any other injury comes up, I think Danilo Gallinari would be a good player for us, especially when you look at this roster and think that really Maxi Kleber's our only stretch big. You can argue Dwight Powell, and I would argue that you're wrong, but Maxi is our only real stretch big, and I think getting Danilo Gallinari gives us that extra option come playoff time if, God forbid, something happens and we're just scrambling to look down the roster list of who can we have to replace so-and-so. Danilo might be a good little piece for us off the bench. Give us a 3 or 2 a game, get a few rebounds. Nothing big, but helping out in a major way. We didn't get Spencer Dinwiddie the other day. He chose to go to the Lakers, and I'm still hurt by it. I'm still hurt because I really wanted to see him back on the Dallas Mavericks. I was a big Spencer Dinwiddie fan, but this isn't about him. This is about Danilo Gallinari and how I think he could actually help the Dallas Mavericks come playoff time. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. But the last player that we are going to talk about is another Detroit Pistons waived player in Joe Harris. Now, Joe Harris may not be having the best season this year. Again, playing for the Detroit Pistons, where they still have less than 10 wins at the time of this recording. Not having the best season of his career, but the time that he did have just his best seasons was in Brooklyn. And from this image right here, in that little span between 2016-17 to 2022-2023 season, Joe Harris was averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds, and assists. He was shooting 48% from the floor, 44% from 3 on 5 attempts, while shooting about 78% from the free throw line. Joe Harris is a shooter. Now, I still believe in Tim Hardaway Jr. being our number 1 shooting guard off the bench. I think we have a lot of good guards in Dante Exum. We got good wing players already. It wouldn't hurt to add another sharpshooter like Joe Harris. Again, if you look at his numbers from this season, they don't look too pretty. Nothing really to just admire. I get that. But if y'all just come take a walk with me and Joe Harris. And I'm just telling you right now, just someone you can get really cheap. You don't have to sign him long term. Just sign him for the rest of the season. Give him a deep bench spot. But in tough times, come playoff time, when we need to shoot ourselves back into the game, a player like Joe Harris could come in handy. Just get a quick hot 3 or 2. Maybe get to the line, convert an and 1. I think Joe Harris wouldn't be that bad of a pickup option for us. Like I said, Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of our known shooting guard, 3-point shooter. We got a couple of the guys in Jaden Hardy as well. Luka, obviously. We have enough guards that can shoot threes. But there's never anything wrong with getting a guy that can come off the bench and be a little spark plug, shoot a 3 here, there, 1 or 2, and just come back to the bench and say, hey, my job here is done. I made 2. I'm good for the rest of the game. Joe Harris could be that guy for us. You need guys to do the small things. Not everybody needs to be a PJ Washington or a Daniel Gafford who are instant impact and just come on the court and just dominate. Sometimes that guy coming off the bench to hit a quick 3 or 2 is the type of guy you need. I mean, Michael Jordan had Steve Kerr coming off the bench. Hit a quick 3 or 2, a big shot in big moments. Joe Harris, I think, could really be that guy for us. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for staying this long to the video. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss a single thing that we're putting out because we're dropping videos back to back. But until then, peace.